Welcome to the Spot 5 on the Pro Football Spot channel. I'm Brandon Perna. Today, we're going to talk about Deshawn Jackson and the top 5 gangs he should have joined other than the Washington Redskins. I'd like to congratulate the Washington Redskins for signing one of the most dangerous receivers both on and off the field, Deshawn Jackson. His speed and elusiveness make him a constant deep threat on the field, and his loose gang connections make him a threat to anyone wearing the wrong color in his neighborhood. There's nothing I love more than a bullshit storyline aimed at covering up a different truth. If RG3 returns to the 2014 season healthy, I think Jackson, Garcon, and Alfred Morris will be a dangerous group of offensive weapons, or as Jackson likes to call them, drive-by firepower aimed at killing the other team's defense. However, I think that there were 5 gangs that would have been a better fit for Deshawn Jackson, and the 5th best landing spot for Jackson would have been the Jets. No, not Rex Ryan's Jets. These guys.
When you're a jet all the way.
These Jets are by far the most acrobatic and athletically talented of all the gangs on the list. And this is the reason Jackson would have been a great fit. Year after year, Jackson proves to be one of the best deep threats in all of football. This has given Jackson a certain swagger, empowering him to always walk tall on the field.
And walk tall!
We always walk tall.
We're Jets, the greatest!
All Jets members share one underlying strength, which is being cool.
I wanna get even, get cool. I wanna bust cool. I wanna go cool.
Jackson has often been touted as one of the coolest players in the NFL.
Keep cool, boy.
And unlike their division rivals, the Sharks, the Jets do not require facial tattoos, which is the only place Jackson opposes tattooing on his body. But coming in at number 4 are the Crips. Deshawn has already been accused of having loose ties with this gang that originated in Los Angeles, where I live. I'm not sure what loose ties means, but as an ignorant reporter who has little concern for facts, I'll take that to mean that Deshawn Jackson was at one time the leader of the Crips. One other positive for Jackson joining the Crips would be that he already has the Crip Walk, or C-Walk, locked down. I don't know a lot about gangs, but I do know being able to dance is essential to being in them. The divisional games between the Crips and Bloods really would be something to watch. Can you imagine Aaron Hernandez in red, D-Jax in blue, battling it out twice a year, every year? That'd be a great game. Now, despite being the most powerful Crip leader of all time, I think the best thing for Jackson would be a change. And that's why the Crips are only number 4 on this list. The number 3 landing spot for Jackson would be with the Yakuza. The NFL is looking to market itself to a worldwide audience. There will be 3 NFL games in London next season, so it makes sense for Deshawn to play with the Yakuza, a Japanese-based gang. It really could be the NFL's gate to an Eastern audience. The Yakuza also have strong ties with the right-wing Japanese nationalists, which would bode well for Deshawn's post-football political ambitions. The only downside to joining the Yakuza for Jackson is that members have been known to cut off their fingers as an act of penance. I'm pretty sure Jackson needs those to catch footballs. And let's be honest, Jackson does not seem like the type of guy to blame himself for his problems. Coming in at number 2 on the list is the expansion gang, the Juggalos. The Juggalos are a relatively new gang, as they only recently started to organize as a group. I think an experienced veteran like Jackson could bring the entire organization instant credibility, along with large strides on the offensive side of drug sales and robberies. The Juggalos, who are essentially a spin-off of the shittiest musical group of all time, the Insane Clown Posse, also have 2 picks in the first round of this year's draft. They are apparently looking to target Jadeveon Clowney and HaHa Clinton Dix. And the number 1 place Deshawn Jackson should have went instead of the Redskins is the Wheels of Soul. Unlike the Redskins, the Wheels of Soul have a cool-ass name and logo. The Wheels of Soul are a predominantly black motorcycle gang based in Philadelphia. So it makes sense for Jackson, who is both black and stationed in Philadelphia, to join this brutally violent gang. Unlike all the other shitty gangs I talked about, Wheels of Soul provides its members with a badass motorcycle, as long as they participate in the off-season workout programs. Voluntary kidnapping camps are held in May, and mandatory robbery camps are held in July. Jackson, due to his speed, already owns the nickname Wheels. But unfortunately for the Wheels of Soul, they did not have the cap space to lure Jackson onto their gang. By now, we all know that Jackson's off-the-field issues weren't a problem for the Washington Redskins, and to be honest, I have no idea what his off-the-field issues are. The NFLPA is investigating Jackson's release from the Eagles and are determining if the Eagles attempted to smear his name before cutting him. What I do know from a report by CBSPhilly.com is that Jackson was not liked by his teammates. The report suggests that sources close to the team, including players, painted a picture of Jackson as a selfish, me-first guy who is more concerned about himself than the team. He also didn't get along with Chip Kelly and devoted too much time to his rap label. In my opinion, being a shitty teammate is the only reason the Eagles needed to get rid of him. The reason this story is murky is because Philadelphia tried to trade Jackson, and it's kind of hard to trade a player if all the other teams know Jackson doesn't give a fuck about his team or teammates. Because of what happened with Aaron Hernandez last year, it is much easier for the Eagles to say they want to get rid of him because of his gang ties. Despite his affiliation with gang members, Jackson has a pretty clean off-the-field record. So the bottom line, the thing that got lost in this story, is that Jackson does not play well with others. But honestly, I feel like we've known that for years about him. And when you're as talented as Jackson is, you'll find another place to play. Unfortunately for Jackson, that talent will fade, and he will eventually turn into T.O., where his skills no longer outweigh his lack of contribution to the team as a whole. And when that happens, Jackson will be forced to join the worst gang of all. No, not MS-13. I'm talking about WUWR. Washed up wide receivers. Thanks for watching the top 5 gangs Deshawn Jackson should have joined. On the Pro Football Spot channel, I'm Brandon Perna. Make sure to subscribe. If you would just subscribe, we got more football videos. We have a whole website with football news. Pretty solid football community right here, just at your fucking fingertips for free.